are the European community of the Monroe Institute, and Dominic and me, we are the leaders of this community, and we meet every third Tuesday of month to discuss topics related to consciousness and TMI, the Monroe Institute. So today's topic is, let's say, again, Michael Newton's perspective of consciousness and his technique of life between lives in conjunction with the Monroe Institute perspective. Yes. Okay. So Dominic is a person who participated a workshop of life between lives, and he has a practical knowledge of how it looks like and how it is connected to the Monroe Institute perspective of consciousness, and we will discuss that and try to find the same points in both techniques.
Do you know, Diana, anything about Michael Newton?
Yeah, I'm just checking on my Kindle because I have read this book like many years ago. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you know, in general, what is it about? Okay.
Yes, great. I think I kind of liked more Dolores Cannon.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I think I have from Michael Newton only this one book that I have read, and I have read much more from Dolores Cannon and done like past life regression with her technique.
I know Dolores Cannon only from TikTok. So some short movies, yes. I will probably go deeper with Dolores. As I know, both persons were into regression, into past life regression. I only have bigger knowledge about Michael Newton. There is Michael Newton Institute. So we have Monroe Institute and Michael Newton Institute. Okay. Robert Monroe and Michael Newton. It's interesting. You wanted to say something? No? Okay. Okay, so Michael Newton. Let's start from description. Michael Newton was, he was a hypnotic regression I don't know the
therapist,
word.
Psychiatrist.
Therapist, yes, sorry. I was missing this word. Therapist, and he was skeptic on the when he started his practice, he was skeptical about all those non-physical matters. He was not interested in them until he, by mistake, he helped a few persons by moving them to past lives, and in this way he found out that it works, and his journey started there. He developed techniques to go very deep with relaxation and this regression. He developed techniques to go to soul consciousness and work with this soul consciousness. It's called LBL, Life Between Lives.
What I can say, comparing the method of Robert Monroe and Michael Newton, Robert Monroe described his own experiences, and some people may believe or not for these stories, but what Michael Newton did was their scientific research based on scientific methods, and when usual case appeared, when some persons went into life between lives, he started to dig into it, and after examining maybe 10,000 persons, maybe more, he found out that it was something much more complicated, much bigger, and can be proved by relations from many reports from many people. So that was based not only on experience from one person, but based on reports from many people. That was very valuable, and it may convince many people who are skeptic to the experience of Robert Monroe. That is, I think, very important perspective if we think about talking about consciousness and how it is built, how it functions.
Yes, in general, if you want to have more info about your current life purpose, about how your spiritual aura looks, because it's different than our body aura, or you want to know more about your level of advancements as a soul, or you want to know more about why you have chosen this body in this incarnation, or you want to work with healing of your traumas from previous lives, and many more, this kind of information. Here comes Michael Newton. And Michael Newton, to compare in general, if you want to explore, you should go with Robert Monroe. If you want answers, Michael Newton. Of course, with Monroe, you will have also answers. But I feel that there are some people who start Monroe Institute courses and they stuck there because they don't have results, for example. So, if you are not sure, you are very skeptical and so on, you may consider just to try with Michael Newton and know that with Monroe Institute, techniques, sound technology, you may explore all those and even more, and be independent, because with Michael Newton regression, you are guided by therapist, and that's it. You can't. It looks in that way that you call and book a place. First day usually is discussion with therapist, what you want, and answers questions and so on. And next day is the session, which takes few hours usually. And during this session, you visit your past life and your soul consciousness. You meet your group of souls, and this is in general the protocol. But when session ends, you have recording of the session. But it might be hard to do anything more with that. So here comes Robert Monroe, Monroe Institute with sound technology and meditations.
Maybe it is a humoristic comparison, but if you want to explore consciousness yourself, start to work with Robert Monroe Institute techniques, but if you want to be explored, just go to LBL technique. To sum up, the Monroe approach requires much more effort from our side than in the LBL technique. So that is the main difference. But both are very valuable and give two various perspectives on the same subject.
Yeah. And in terms of Monroe, have you, I assume you've done many courses, right? Have you had some special like experiences? I haven't been drawn so far to do like out of body experience or things like this. And I was twice in Virginia to do courses. I'm not sure I'm fully, I mean, there were things that I liked, but I think things didn't work out fully for me. And one of the courses I did was on remote viewing. And I felt without this sound stuff, I have the same result than with the sound stuff. So I've read many of the books from Monroe, and I like doing stuff there. Just like when I do the Loris Canon, with a practitioner, I have incredible experiences that are like, oh my God, this is so mind-blowing. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I need to do like 10 Monroe things in order to have some effect.
In general, if Dolores techniques works for you, then they works for you, and that's it. It's sometimes that you resonate with some perspectives more than with others. There are few perspectives on non-physical worlds. There is Monroe perspective, he builds structure. There are some shamanic perspectives, and at least one more, I don't remember now, but so if you resonate with Dolores, it's okay. If you want to give it a try with Monroe, the question is, what's your goal? There is currently we have app. There is app for phones.
Oh yes, I think I heard it.
Yeah, so it will soon. There will be new version with some more interesting sounds in timer, which are perfect for own explorations.
But what like have you how much do you experience like out of body experience or any other like explicit perceptions, how you change your consciousness? What do you experience? Like I've read some of the books and they're super interesting. But like what is your personal experience?
I never give full attention to you're freezed. I never gave full attention to out of the body to try out of the body. Do you hear me, Diana? No. Okay, so I will answer question when Diana will come back. Now going back to our discussion about Michael Newton, we just compared what is Michael Newton perspective and Monroe perspective. Yes, Diana left. Okay. And let me focus. Yes.
Okay, what do you want to say us about this?
Yes, I'm thinking what to say, exactly what to say.
I'm quite curious where they overlap, Monroe and Newton.
Yes, this is the end. This is the end.
I'll just go right to the very end.
Yeah. Okay, Diana, you were asking about my focus. I was never focused on. I never gave a full focus on out of the body. So I was much more. I have much more experiences with mind traveling. So it is not full. Yes, you don't go out of the body. Yeah, there are many. I finished timeline. We have finished with Pavel guidelines. We are doing some soul retrieval, even on Ukraine, where we are doing in a group. So, yeah. But
so the Monroe approach includes many areas, and out-of-body experience is only a side effect, not the main goal of this technique. But many people consider it is a main goal, but it isn't true, because as
Pavel,
Robert,
I will just correct. Maybe not side effect. It's one of the methods. Okay. Do you agree?
Yes. Okay, but it was not intended. The technique wasn't intended to achieve out-of-body experiences.
We are here to be here.
Yeah, and the main reason for creating these techniques was to make people know that they are more than physical bodies, and recognize their full potential, and bring all of that to the physical lives, and make these lives more conscious. That was the main goal. And out-of-body experience happens for some people. For some, it may be used as a method of exploring, but it is not a main goal for creating this
And what
technique.
was your personal experience? Like, what did you resonate most, or what were the insights you got? Specific experiences.
I'm very excited about manifestation. And manifestation and creation. And this is
we are manifestation freaks.
Yeah.
Very good. And in Monroe, you use kind of technology to support manifestation, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, my partner is manifested, and this is the third one, which is manifested. I made a note with the last manifestation, which was 2 years ago, and we are now happy. So my manifestation was finally the right one. I mean, the first one was very short. I don't know, 10 points. The last one was 40 points. Yeah, it works. And what's interesting, one of the points was that she's up to non-physical matters, and she is interested in those matters, and she was also manifesting in other way, because I am this rational thinker, so I have a notes and so on and so on. She don't remember exactly what it was, but she was manifesting, and guy who is in non-physical, focus on non-physical matters and so on and so on. So now I'm working on some money.
Tell me when it works.
It's a bit more complex. I mean, related with many other things. Yep, it's not bad for the moment.
Oh, there'll be a queue. Don't worry, Dominic.
Based on all the guidelines, I manifest hundreds of millions. So and yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I recently manifested. It came out of nowhere. 3,000 euros. It just came out of nowhere. A friend gave it to me for some really unimaginable reasons. Because I asked him to get a company car and he didn't want to get, and then he told me, I will give you some money to rent a car. And I'm, really? I mean, that's a friend, not partner or something. And I wanted to say no, because, you know, I mean, you don't just accept something like this. But then I thought, oh no, I have to say yes, because otherwise when the universe provides to me, I should be receiving and not just finding some reasons why I shouldn't accept. That's why I accepted. I'm happy for the financial abundance the universe provides.
Yes.
Even if it's in like strange ways you don't understand.
I usually just add that is this your decision? You know, I just check and then yes, if this person wants to do this and is aware, and this is this person's decision, like you said, exactly. Great.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I will I feel I will just add my voice to what Pavel said about OBE, that in general many people focus, because this is the most the most profound, that you find out that, you know, this body is just avatar and so on, and most of the people aim on this. And in fact, we are here by huge work to be here. And it's in most cases, it's very difficult to go out of the body. There are methods and so on and so on and so on. But we took a lot of effort to be here, not to go out and desynchronize with our body, because in fact we don't go out, we just desynchronize and we change our frequency, and when our body sleeps we can just change our perspective. And I feel that, of course, if this is your life purpose and you will set it as your life purpose, you may go on. But when thinking about all those matters, it's worth to focus not only on out of the body, but on our purpose, why we came here. So we came here to work with all those maybe incarnations, what we have to learn. Michael Newton is answering some of the. Michael Newton may help us to answer some of the questions. For example, I found out that I did a lot in past lives. Let's come back to maybe to a bit to Michael Newton. So I found out during regression that during past lives I loved power and, you know, being on top and so on and so on. And I have not worked a lot with love, and currently my life is focused on working with love, and that's why I have daughter and so on, and many matters related with love. And there were moments in my life I was asking questions that, you know, I'm a rational thinker, specific personality, which should be a leader and so on, and why I am not in corporation on high level. And now I have answer after Michael Newton regression, that everything is constructed in such way to work with empathic persons, which push me with my rational thinking to work with love energy, to better understand, not to judge, to more, you know, this is how, you know, how we work with that you have better and worse moments.
And you understand why you have sometimes these thoughts of like power, career, and so on, because that was something you did
like
in past lives, and kind of like the career topic that you said when you move in your career, because in your past lives you were focused on power and career. That was still a little bit residual. And you discovered through the life, this Newton technique, that actually now you have different focus.
I found
Not
out
what was in the past.
I found out confirmation that because I have this kind of personality which is good in work and those things. And when I work with myself, with self-development, I found out many things which are unique. And why I am, why I am not on the top. This just because when you go through many perspectives, through Monroe, through Newton, and some other, you have confirmations from many perspectives. So I already knew something about that, but here with Michael Newton, I had a direct confirmation. This is about me, but I know person who never read any book of Michael Newton, and this person came just on a regression, had profound experience, and this was the experience with which this person. So there are many stories. In general, Michael Newton is focused on answering questions, showing you purpose. This is just general.
And do you offer, like, you guide the person either to go in a life, in the time between lives, or in the past life, right? That's what you.
No, I am not doing this. I am not Michael Newton trainer. No.
Okay, no. I thought you are. Okay.
No. I am fully on Monroe Institute. I am just sharing because soon I will come to a very exciting thing, because I found that I was exploring Michael Newton perspective. I was on the workshops about it. I had a regression. I read all the books. I was fascinated about it. But in Monroe world, I have found out that there are similarities, and there are places where those words connects.
Yeah, for sure.
So
like with Dolores Cannon, I mean, they're more complementary than, I mean, they cannot contradict, right? They're just different elements of understanding.
Soon I will show you.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go to similarity, to where it connects. So to do this, I need to to show the protocol. The protocol in Michael Newton is usually that you relax, you go to your childhood, to your pregnancy time, you jump to past life, to the end of past life, and after end of past life, you go to soul perspective. And when you are in soul perspective, you usually meet with your group of souls. You usually check why you have chosen this body, with what you work. There are usually some questions which are answered by your guide, for example. And you meet with your council of elders. Council of elders are souls which already finished Finnish school, Earth school. And what's important, this is not court. They are not judging you. They just share with you some perspectives. They are loving, and they just help you to plan, for example, next life, or to show you results of past life.
Do they help you to move through current life, like to understand why you face certain challenges and what is you need to grow?
As a result, yes, but you need to ask the questions. It's not like that you appear next to those
And they
very
tell you.
advanced and souls, and hello, and they will tell you, listen, there was such a big effort to put you in this body and make you not remember everything else, but we will tell you now everything. No, it's not that.
Okay.
And here is the connection, because the Council of Elders is one of the main points in Monroe world. And when you go to, there is this path in Monroe Institute courses that you finish Gateway, later you finish, for example, Guidelines or Lifeline, later you finish Exploration 27. If you don't finish Guidelines of Lifeline, you can't go to Exploration 27. Later, if you finish Exploration 27, you may go to Starlines. Am I correct? Yes, there is nothing more. You go to Starlines 1. To go to Starlines 2, you need to finish Starlines 1. So when you go to Starlines 2, you may go on the end to the most advanced course, which is Starlines Reunion. And on Starlines Reunion, you meet with Council of Elders. It is called in Monroe Institute, it's called Cluster Council, but it's the same. I had a meeting with a friend of mine from Monroe Institute who finished all those courses, and she confirmed that it's exactly the same. And moreover, Council of Elders guided trainer Francine King to create those Starlines courses. So Francine King, who is creator of those Starlines courses, was guided by Council of Elders to do it. So in Monroe we have these focus levels. We are in focus 1. In focus 10 there is sleeping body and mind awake, and there are focus levels up to 27. 27 is a space where there are all the entities which help to manage this Earth system, and we also retrieve souls to focus 27.
This is in fact the life between lives in focus 27. This is the place when you are between lives.
And focus 27 is the highest we naturally just go with all the soundtracks and sound technology. But there are focus levels up to 49. There are different techniques which you learn on Starlines to go there. You not just change. There are different techniques. And on Starlines Reunion, you meet with this Council of Elders, which is in focus 49. Close to the exit from this from Earth system. And Monroe, in his books, he described that when he was in focus 49, he described that there were very big creatures and so on. That those were complete souls. Which
this is his ultimate journey when he was so far. So people here living in a physical world, and they thought that he almost died. And that was the story. And at that place, he met very, very big and complete beings with a very, very high energy. And comparing to the Newton world, these persons are seen as Council of Elders. So that there are some points that Monroe and Newton perspectives meet. These are focus 27, focus 49, So, but they are just named differently.
Yeah. So this is the biggest discovery of mine. That's why we are doing this. I have found out, and there is also in Monroe, there are also mentioned some spaces where souls go after life. They don't want to go to this clearing themselves and going back to the cycle. They go to some spaces. And it's also something which is described in Monroe world, because you have those belief systems, and also Monroe described that some souls just go to emptiness, to their own space where they are not disturbed.
But if you read Newton's books, you can find also the park, the entry point for dying people. You can find also other centers, as were described by Monroe and then by Bruce Moen.
Yeah. So this is the thing which I never heard anywhere.
No.
I mean, Focus 49, Council of Elders, those two worlds.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So if you read carefully Newton's books, you can find that some souls go to areas of regeneration, for example. What do you remind? What it reminds you? This is a regeneration center from Monroe's world, for example.
Yes, you get to know those centers when you finish Exploration 27 course in Monroe.
Another connection between these two perspectives is a timeline program at the Monroe Institute, because at this program you go to your past lives and explore them. So gathering knowledge from these areas, you just can find out why you live here in such circumstances, and why some things happen, or why you meet some people. So it is another connection with Newton's perspective.
And you know what? On timeline, I found out that I came on timeline with questions about my non-physical abilities. Why I do a lot of meditations and so on, and it is very hard for me to bend the spoon and so on and so on. And I found out that I was abusing power, and I was I was on castles. I was magician, and I was abusing power, using it for not the best purposes and so on. And what I have found out on Newton, that in past lives I lost power and so on. So they overlap, those perspectives.
Interesting.
So of course this is different. There is different pressure on timeline. You learn how to do this, and you can do this after as many times as you want, with as many questions as you have. You are trained on timeline to watch out with intention about experiencing the worst death, because there were very dark times in the past. And it may be very traumatic if you will find out that you are dying for 48 hours, for example, with extreme pain. And yes, with Newton, you just, I feel that you may have direct answers, but it's, Yeah,
I think comparing these two methods and finding the same points in both of them tells us that we shouldn't stick to a very particular method and say that I work with this method and others are wrong. No.
Yes.
For example, the Monroe way includes many different techniques. It is a sound technique. This is the main element of that, but also there are used breath techniques, there are suggestion techniques, hypnosis techniques. So I can say that Monroe technique is an eclectic to some extent. So if we add another perspective, like Newton's one, we just broaden our perspective and can create our own technique, which is working for us.
And I firmly believe we are guided. Like if your soul thinks something is right for you in this moment, you will feel guided and attracted to it. And it's not like your soul tells you, oh, do only Monroe. No, your soul will tell you what is right for you in this moment and what type of insight or healing you need. And it might be all the time Monroe, but every kind of teacher who tells me you just have to do my thing, I'm like, okay, no, thank you. Because we are free beings and we ideally will have some intuition that tells us what is right in the moment. Doesn't mean the others are not right. It's just not for the specific learning we need to uncover.
You touched from my perspective, you touched the key. For me, the key with getting to know more about some teachers and methods is this openness, this value, or Monroe Institute is very open. So you come and trainers will ask you what you came for. You will say, I believe in God. Okay, so what you came for, tell us. You will never be judged. Monroe Institute is like a lighthouse, always like a lighthouse. So no matter if you believe in Jesus or you are very, I don't know, or you experience OBE and you know how it looks from non-physical perspective, no matter. And I feel that this is the most important thing in all the perspectives. And in Michael Newton, they will also not tell you what's right thing. And during regression, you are guided, but this guidance is also very open. So what you see and so on, go to your soul's group, what you see. There's never, never they never tell you what you should see, what you should believe, and like that. And this is the most important part everywhere. When you meet new teacher, new perspective, if somebody is telling you what you should think, then probably this person is not a good teacher, and I avoid this kind of perspectives. And this is the key for me. For example, I sometimes use TikTok where there is Dolores, there are some channeling persons who channel different entities, and I am Polish, so there are also some Polish people, and I always, when I hear that, I will tell you how it works, then I'm gone. Because this is very important
Yes.
because if you are curious and you will listen to this, it always influences you. So it's not nice.
Yeah, it's probably also because I come from Bulgaria, and we're kind of sensitive to this culture of we're being told by some authority what to believe and think.
This is important factor to talk about, that to avoid all the spaces and persons and teachers who tell you what to think.
And what you said before, the Monroe Institute is very, very open. And if you look at the programs and the recordings that are available from Monroe Institute, you can find, besides all of that things that are included in the technique, I mean sound, suggestion, and breathing techniques, and so on, you can find many areas which are also explored. I mean, for example, exploring other lives, shamanic techniques, mediumship, near-death experiences, manifesting, healing energies, like, for example,
energy medicine.
Yeah, energy.
And energy medicine is also about Reiki. What's interesting?
Reiki, yeah, yes, and many other areas, communication with animals. So there are various areas when you can develop yourself, where you can look at and find out something for you.
Yes, Monroe Institute may also help you, with spoon bending or fork bending if you want, this. Yes, if you don't know how to do it.
I have ruined all the spoons and forks at home, so I had to go to IKEA and buy new ones.
and this is also said on before you take this course, that you should have spoons and everything what you want to work with intention to work in this way. In quantum version of spoon bending, you talk with spoon. So sometimes when spoon have, it's dedicated to serve you in the kitchen, it will not want to bend because it's not the purpose of the spoon. It's crazy. It works, and what's for spoon bending? It's for you, because I was doing it, so yeah.
Yeah, I was once telling a friend about my experience with that, and the question came, why do you do this? Why do you have to do spoon bending? And for some people it's not clear, but it's for me very interesting to see what you can do just with your mind. And the spoon is very tangible object. Like even Reiki, it's not so tangible, but if you see this, it's clear. Okay, obviously
and you do this in your hands.
Yes,
bare hands.
And that's metal, like steel or something. So it's very tangible and visible for everyone that your mind is a bit more than like what is believed.
Yes, this is tool to go to change your beliefs and to experience, just to have new experience, because when somebody do it, your mind may always discuss with it. When you do it, I had doubts, but they said, yes, if you would spend 90 degrees, then maybe we may discuss, but with double, you will not do this with hands. And
yeah, that's very.
They are right. That's
very, very proficient what you did. Also with the small parts, like going out. Yes,
This is not so hard to bend, but to do,
This one is hard. Yeah.
This is yeah, with more power, I can do those small ones, but I will not do this. It will look different if it will be hard.
And it's not you learn it's not a power thing. Like I don't have this muscles to do something like that. And you don't need it when you do it. Yeah. In this way.
We have to finish slowly and go to second link. I already resent link for meditation group. So you should have it if you want to come. Okay.
Oh, we think this topic, this showing the connection between these two perspectives was interesting for you, and maybe you will get something for you special from this comparison. And so we'll meet next month, 3rd Tuesday.
On next discussion.
Discussion.
Okay. Yep. And in 2 minutes, we start meditation group, which will be also next month after discussion pane. Okay. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
See you.
And hope see you later.
Thank you for organizing.
Bye.